Right now, journalism and social media are changing. The Washington Posts of the world are curating their content through a very specific lens that doesn't always include the voices of the queer community.
Here is a publication for us, by us, with us, explaining our highs, explaining our lows, explaining our triumphs, our defeats, our hurdles, our barriers, but also making sure that you are breathing life into Michiganders who identify and who love being LGBTQ.
Pride Source has not only been a newspaper and a directory, it's also been a lifesaver. It really has helped people to disclose, to find safe space, and to live authentic lives.
Pride Source and Between the Lines has existed for over 30 years as a place that is not just a safe place for their voice, but also gives them a platform to be able to feel heard.
As a historian, I see that queer voices, LGBTQ voices, and specific media have been crucial to our movement. And Between the Lines, there were things that they were able to cover and ways in which they were able to cover stories that were distinctly insider and distinctly important for making sure that gay and lesbian and bi and trans and queer perspectives got amplified.
I remember having Between the Lines in high school, and to be able to find LGBT community in the 90s was like very, very difficult, but we would grab Between the Lines. It was always out on the street, so you could grab it without anyone seeing what you were taking. And back then it was a real comfort, because in '93, not a lot of people were out. Definitely not a lot of people very publicly. You could get the newspaper, you could find out what was going on. It's just such a lovely connection of our community.
The community needs real allyship from people and businesses across Michigan through Pride and beyond.
I definitely need a publication that understands us collectively. And that's why in this time, we definitely need to support and uplift papers that uplift and support us.
And it's really reassuring knowing we have our own entity out here covering our stories authentically, telling the world about our experiences, and letting people better understand our needs.
I always appreciated that they were not afraid to tackle some thorny issues within the community and within our sort of political atmosphere. And sometimes they were the only folks reporting on transgressions against the queer community.
When someone in our transgender community, some young black trans woman, is killed on the streets of Detroit, it's not the straight press that's picking up those stories. It's Pride Source. We cannot allow our enemies to erase us, and we won't allow that to happen. As long as Between the Lines and Pride Sources are on, it's not going to happen.
In today's political climate, it is very important to support our independently owned LGBTQIA media outlets. It's important because they are getting the word out and also highlighting our community members who are doing the work and investing in our community members who need our support.
We know our community and the progress that we've made towards civil rights are under attack by this administration. And there's so much coming out of this administration. It's almost overwhelming. And I think sometimes the mainstream media misses the specific stories and the specific focus and the impact on our community. So we need to have media sources that really can put a lens on what's happening to our community.
And it is more important now than ever that the queer community be able to have a publication, an organization like Pride Source that keeps us informed, keeps us together, and allows us to tell our stories with integrity and honesty.
I think the role of Pride Source is to connect readers with one another, with the businesses and organizations that support them, and this community Substack is going to be one more meaningful way that we can do that.
It's so important that we support independently owned LGBT media, because it really represents who we are as a people. We've gone through so many struggles, we've had so many successes, and the way that we communicate that is through media sources. I can't think of a week that I haven't had it Between the Lines in my house just to find out what's going on in our community.
I think independent media is important now more than ever. I think that the world needs a counterbalance to what we so often see when we pick up the paper or turn on the TV. And I appreciate that there is, you know, a trusting source that shows all kinds of stories and lets people be reflected as the humans that they are. I think we need independent media more than ever, and I'm really proud to be able to support it.
I think it's important to not only sustain, but to also perpetuate the presence of Pride Source and Between the Lines.
An important role of Between the Lines and queer media is that it's getting information out to the community that is important and pertinent to us.
I always felt like Pride Source Between the Lines was a partner in this effort to try to make progress and to break through some of those barriers with regards to LGBTQ rights.
To fathom Pride Source or Between the Lines not being there, it's a hard, arduous task, and I wouldn't want to exist in a Michigan where that presence isn't there.
It's really important to support independent media, and of course as queers, it's really important to support queer media.
To me, Pride Source and Between the Lines, that's the heart of our community. We know where we're going and what's going on because we're getting genuine, honest information. I am as taken with it as I am with NPR and PBS and BBC and all of the straightforward kinds of information that has data to back it up. I love Pride Source.
Pride Source has been Michigan's LGBTQ community resource for over 30 years, and I'm grateful to carry the legacy on. Thank you for your support.